Satisfied. Satisfied is all you.
Sinatra.
Big Pepe.
Satisfied.
Oh, you got the studio?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's definitely been a while since I last posted an actual video, so I apologize for that. But as of right now, well, we'll skip the introduction stuff. But now I introduce to you my ultimate dark matter guide for Black Ops 4. So it's been a while since I uploaded. Obviously, I'm a Call of Duty guy, right? So I grinded the game a bit, and I got dark matter. Actually, very quickly. I got it in about 72 hours, which is about the time it took the first guy to get it. Sean E. Dogs, or whatever the hell his name is. However, this will be my guide to get it, because I know a lot of my, a few of my friends are trying to get it, and they're always asking me like, what'd you use for this gun? How'd you do that? How'd you get bloodthirsties for this? And I won't go over too much about the technical camos. I'll go over the gun in general and kind of like general tips to use for it. And you know, those will translate to the technical camos as well. If you guys want more specific parts for the technical camos, I could make like a separate video or something like that, but this is like a general overview. In this video, though, I will cover every single category of weapon: assault rifle, LMGs, SMGs, tac rifles, everything, as well as provide individual weapon timestamps in the description below, so you can skip to the category of weapon or in the weapon itself. So if you want to go over ARs, I'll put a timestamp for ARs, and then like list out like ICR. This is when I talk about it. Rampart, you know, whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a video. It's gonna be a bit of a long one. So sit back and let's get back into this. All right. So first we're gonna start with Scorestreaks. So when going for headshots and just technical camos in general, and by technical camos, let's just get this right out of the way. Performance camos are headshots. Technical camos are the 5 that come after headshots, which are like your bloodthirsties, your double kills, long shots of revenge, all attachments, no attachments. Those are the technical camos. So when I say technical camos, think of those. When you go for those headshots and technical camos, like, you want to be using the gun, so you do not want lethal streaks. So I generally just use UAV, CUAV. Like, I do not use a third one at all, and I just use those two. Like, if you want to use lethal streaks, like, you can do that. But if you play game modes like TDM or like maybe even kill confirmed, like, because you're getting a lot of kills, it's gonna make TDM go quick, and that kind of translates over to kill confirmed as well. So just be wary that you want more vision and more like spatial awareness of the game than like straight up lethality. So first off, we're gonna start with assault rifles. I feel like that we're just gonna kind of go in order, and I'll give you, you know, my breakdown of each of the weapons. So first up, we have the ICR. I think everyone's pretty acquainted. So generally, for me, I prefer grip 1 and grip 2 with FMJ, and the sight is up to you. I like iron sights, but I also really like the red dot on it. For me, I feel like grip 1 and 2 are like great. Grip 1, 2, and FMJ is like a staple, because FMJ will puncture the armor in one shot. Grip 1 and 2 will give you laser, like literally 0 recoil. So then it's up to you if you want to use a red dot or not. I like it sometimes. I like it I don't like it other times. It's just up to you. So for my gear, most of the time I'm going to use stem shot. My blue perk is going to be scavenger. My green perk is going to be gung ho. If you do not have gung ho, you can use lightweight, cold-blooded, whatever you want. But gung ho will allow you to use your weapon quicker after sprint. It's just good all around. Lightweight's not bad though, but gung ho is preferred. Lastly, ghost or dead silence. You know, I'll make it apparent that I'm going to swap my perks around as we go through this list, but that will be the staple for gear and perks: is stem shot, scavenger for blue, gung ho for green. If not gung ho, use like lightweight or whatever you'd rather have, and then ghost or dead silence. That's generally my setup. ICR, I mean, I don't have any tips to get headshots. It's literally a laser. You know, you can kind of flank around, pick the people off spawn that are just like sitting still, make sure you aim for the head. I mean, it's the ICR, there's nothing very specific to do to get headshots easier. My only suggestion of what not to do with the ICR is do not use long barrel. There is literally no reason you should use long barrel on just about any gun for that matter. Like maybe a few of the SMGs, but like long barrel on assault rifles is so goddamn useless. Like just like stop. You're wasting a slot on attachment. You're wasting a point and you're wasting an attachment slot. Like there's no point. Next up we have the Rampart. So the Rampart, I generally use high cal with FMJ as well as a red dot. Irons on the Rampart do not like. I will always run red dot on it. FMJ puncture armor. High cal is good because it increases headshot damage. Tip: the Rampart kicks a bit, so you're gonna want to aim at like the upper chest or neck, maybe even mid chest at times, and the kick should give you a headshot. My main thing with the Rampart and any other gun, and I'll say it again too, do not use high caliber 2. Do not. I repeat, do not use high caliber 2 when getting headshots. Do not do it. There's no reason to run high caliber 2 when getting headshots. It will actually make it worse for you, because what high caliber 2 does is increase that headshot multiplier range to the upper chest. So if you're shooting upper chest to get a headshot from the kick, you're just going to be killing them from the upper chest. So do not run high caliber 2, just run high caliber 1. It will make your life so much easier. You won't be killing people as quick, but you will getting more headshots because you're not just killing them from like the straight chest. But once you're done with like headshots, like feel free to use high caliber 2. It is really good. Just remember, use it after headshots because you don't want to be killing people in the chest. It should be like one of your attachments you use when you're doing like your attachment kills. Alright, next is the KN57. I almost always use red dot with hybrid mags as well as quick draw. You'll see me use red dot a lot. I'm not a fan of ELO, honestly. I just like red dot. It's simple. The gear and perks are the same. Honestly, this gun, I don't have a lot to say about this gun. It has pretty much, it's not like no recoil like the ICR, it has slightly more than the base ICR, but I mean, there's no really tips for it. It has low kick, so I don't think the grip is very necessary. If you feel like you need grip, like use it. And that goes for every gun. Like if there's an attachment that you absolutely need because it like you couldn't use it otherwise, like use that. This is what I'm just saying what I use to get dark matter. So this is just my opinion. It's not necessarily like the best way to do it. This is just the best way I found to do it. But the KN57, I mean, it's an assault rifle. There wasn't much to it. It's pretty basic. The VAPR, I don't even know what to use on this gun. Like this has been one that has been weird for me. I feel like you could use a wide variety of things. Since the nerf to high caliber on the VAPR, so I think what they did was they nerfed it so it couldn't get a 3-shot kill with one of the shots being to the head. So like 1 headshot, 2 bodies, I don't think, or maybe it was 2 headshots, 1 body. But it can no longer 3-shot with high caliber 1. And I don't know, it's just a weird weapon. But for me, I generally use suppressor, fast mags, high caliber. Sometimes I put a red dot on it. This is one of the guns where like I don't need red dot on it. A lot of these guns I don't need red dot on, but I just prefer it. Every now and then I swap fast mags for rapid fire. It's just kind of weird. Like I don't know. It's just a weird gun. I don't really know what to use on it. Like I said, the gear and perks are the same. The gun has pretty low recoil. Again, not as low as the ICR, or maybe it's about the same. But make sure you use that to your advantage. You always want to try and use the gun's natural ability to your advantage and not just abuse the attachments. The next weapon and the last assault rifle is the Maddox. This is my first gun gold, and it's like by far like my favorite AR. Like I like the ICR because it's easy, but like the Maddox, there's something about it, like the look of it and everything. It's like the Razorback from BO3 or like the Peacekeeper from BO2. It's like this weird like AR SMG hybrid that I like really love. For this, red dot's 50-50, but like my perks is either, or not my perks, but my attachments are quick draw 1 or 2, 1 and 2, or quick draw 1 and fast mags 1. I generally don't feel like I need laser sight. I believe that's an attachment on there, and I don't feel like fast mags 2 is very necessary. So I either have quick draw 1, fast mags 1, or quick draw 1 and quick draw 2. But it's purely up to your preference. I mean, if you need fast mags 2 for whatever reason, like, use it. But that's my setup. Gear and perks are the same as usual. And now we go on to the SMGs. So the MX-9 has pretty basic recoil. It's not too much, but it's not too little. It's like nice. It's like in that sweet spot of just kind of like your starting SMG. That's pretty much what it is. For me, I use a suppressor, hybrid mags, and FMJ. I sometimes put a red dot on it. Sometimes it feels kind of weird with it on, so I generally don't have it. I mean, this gun's pretty straightforward. You could easily put high caliber on it, but in the latest patch, they did nerf high caliber on it, so it cannot get a 4-shot kill like it used to. So, you know, use that bit of information to determine if you want high caliber 1 or 2 on it. The next weapon we have is the GKS, which the GKS is kind of like the ICR. The ICR's baby. It has like almost 0 recoil. You can use like whatever attachments you want on it. Long barrel, like you kind of don't need it. You could get away with it, but you don't really need it. It's not necessary whatsoever. It's extremely versatile. And in some cases, you can like outkill ARs. Like you can outgun ARs because of the recoil, because of how low the recoil is, and the range is actually pretty good. If the person is a good player just in general, it'll be kind of iffy if you win it. If they're like just straight booty and trash, like you can kill them with this gun. It's super easy. For the GKS, like I said, you can really use whatever. I generally use red dot, suppressor, let's see, grip and quick draw. Sometimes I put grip 2 on. Sometimes I put long barrel 1 and 2 on just to make it look cool. I mean, it's a gun you can use like literally whatever attachments you want. I don't really suggest the operator mod though. I don't think it helps, but I mean, if you like it and it works for you, it works for you. Next gun is the Spitefire. It's actually quite easy to get headshots. I thought it would be pretty difficult because of the recoil, but it was actually pretty easy. Do I have any tips for it? I guess it would just be kind of aim it towards like the center chest, because it does kick a lot. This is a weapon that will kick a lot. So you're gonna aim like more towards like the chest and not like the upper chest. You could try the upper chest. If you feel like it's a little bit too difficult, aim for the chest. Honestly, any of the attachments are good. The only one I'd say that you'd absolutely need is fast mags. The reload speed is pretty long on this gun, but other than that, besides fast mags, like you can use whatever you want. If you want a red dot, use it. If you want lasers, use it. If you want extended mags, use it. Like, it's completely up to you on what you want for the Spitfire. Aside from fast mags, I highly suggest FMJ, just for the armor. Otherwise, you know, use whatever you want. Fast mags, FMJ, I feel are like the perks or the attachments you should use on the Spitfire. Other than that, like, feel free to use whatever. Next up is the Cordite. So the Cordite is an interesting weapon because of the Saug 9mm. But for the Cordite, I generally use grip, FMJ, laser sight. Again, FMJ to pierce the armor. Obviously, not every kill is a clean kill. Grip to control some of the recoil, because the Cordite actually has a decent amount of recoil, and laser sight, just because you have a big mag and you can kind of spray a little, especially in close quarters, I feel like it's kind of necessary. The operator mod for the Cordite is the belt feed, so it makes the 60 round magazine for the Cordite 600 rounds, and it overheats after 80. After 80 rounds have been shot without stopping for the weapon to cool down. This is a pretty good operator mod. It's probably like one of the better ones, but it isn't necessary, but it is definitely good. If you want to use it, like try it out and see how it feels for you. If it works, and I suggest you keep using it. If it isn't working and it's just kind of like a waste of a slot, like obviously change out your attachments and find what works for you. And feel free to hit fire up close. Just remember to aim again towards the chest to make sure your bullets hit the head. Again, that is your main priority, is headshots. So you don't want to be spraying too much, but just know that if you do end up having to, like, just make sure you aim towards towards the chest. Rapid fire on the Cordite is really appealing, and I see why it's appealing, but it's not worth it. If you use the Cordite on the presets when you're like leveling or prestiging, for me personally, it's way too much kick. For headshots, you need to be more accurate, and giving yourself more kick to control isn't going to help, even if it helps you kill quicker. So I just don't use rapid fire at all. I just stay away from it. If you can control it and you can continuously like slay people, like, use it. But for the vast majority of people, if you can't control the rapid fire, just take it off and move on. It's not worth the increase in TTK or the decrease in TTK, and having it and not getting kills, and you know, it could just be a waste. All right, for the Saug 9mm, this is the last SMG. It's pretty much the Cordite with more fire rate and less ammo. Recoil's just about the same. It's just a pretty solid gun in general. I generally use red dot grip and quick draw, and then sometimes I swap quick draw for fast mags. It melts, but it has a decent amount of recoil. Just about the same as the Cordite. The Saug is weird in the sense it has less ammo than the Cordite, but it has like, I'm not sure if it has the same amount of fire rate as the Cordite does rapid fire, but they feel very similar. So again, this isn't a weapon that you can kind of just aim at the head and get kills. You're gonna want to try to aim at the chest and hope the bullets spray upwards and hit the head. That's kind of how a lot of these guns with some moderate to high recoil is gonna go. You're gonna want to aim towards like the chest or upper chest, depending on the recoil, and you'll figure that out when you use these guns. It's a learning process, and you'll get into a rhythm of using a gun. But yeah, so the operator mod for the Saug, it's not a good idea. It's not a bad idea, but it's not like the best idea. I'd use it with discretion. If it works for you, like, continue to use it. If it doesn't, you really should try something else, because this is all about trying to be efficient. Because the grind for dark matter is very lengthy. Like I said, it took me about 72 hours to do it, and that's kind of been the norm, it seems, because it took me about 72 hours. It took Shawnee Dogs 72 hours, and he was the first person to do it. So it's all about trying to maximize your time and not just wasting time, like going into lobbies and continuously like just failing. So if something's working for you, keep doing it. But if it's not, you really need to figure out what it is that's not working and like do your best to fix it. Remember, all the gear and perks are the same. Stem shot, scavenger for blue, gung ho for green. If not, gung ho something that you'd rather have instead. Ghost or dead silence for red. For tactical rifles, these are probably like some of the easier weapons to do. So the Auger was pretty easy. Red dot, I use red dot, high caliber 1, FMJ, and fast mags. Honestly, this setup is like perfect. You have red dot to kind of reduce some of the zoom, because you're not always going to want that kind of zoom. High caliber 1, not 2, because again, you're going for headshots. You're not trying to just get kills. High caliber 1 for the head, FMJ to pop the armor. Fast mags, it's just nice, and there's not really any other attachment you'd really rather have on the Auger. And I feel like fast mags just kind of help offset the low reload time it has. When you're done with headshots, again, I highly suggest putting on high caliber 2, but until you finish your headshots, just keep with high caliber 1. It will be fine. You got this. It has pretty low recoil, but it does have some horizontal kick. so just be wary of that. Time your shots, you're gonna be fine. Okay, so next we have the ABR-223. This was like one of the 3 guns that gave me the most trouble. So from the beta, they actually nerfed it quite a bit, and then they kind of buffed it up, kind of at the beginning of the launch of BO4. So this gun has been through some changes. It's definitely not the beast it was in the beta, and it definitely still isn't a beast even after they buffed it a few times. It just feels really inconsistent, and I don't know why. And I haven't seen many videos talking about the ABR, but like when I use it and I shoot 2 bursts at someone, it just feels like some of my bullets just like disappear. Like I shoot, my bullets will either go through them or they'll just straight up miss, and like it's just like, why? Like it doesn't feel good, and it feels just not good because of the inconsistency. But I generally used red dot, grip, and quick draw, sometimes with the suppressor. It just really depends how in the mood I'm feeling, because I do like my suppressors, as you guys can probably tell. But yeah, it's just a very inconsistent gun. If I'm correct, at 2 bursts, but sometimes when I feel like I landed 2 bursts on a guy that's not moving, sometimes they just stay alive, and then I have a 3rd burst that I need to use to kill them. This weapon feels gross, and I don't have any tips to fix it. Maybe it's just me on how I'm performing, but just the gun itself, to me, it just doesn't feel good. So I'd just be wary of that this gun is kind of weird in the sense of inconsistency. But onto an actually good burst gun, we have the legend itself, the Swordfish. So this is like the M8A1 of this game. The M8A1 of this game. It's super crispy. It feels super nice to use, and it does not have the inconsistency problems the ABR-223 has. So, despite it not being nearly as popular as the ICR, this gun is extremely strong. It's a consistent 2 burst, and for me, I generally run red dot, FMJ, hybrid mags, and quick draw. I never felt the need to run high caliber on this weapon, but I'm like 90% sure in the latest patch they actually nerfed the headshot damage multiplier, so I'm not exactly sure if it's worth it anymore. I didn't use high caliber back then. I haven't used it now, so I wouldn't know. But just letting you guys know that they did nerf it. I'm like 90% sure. You can check the patch notes in the past like 2 weeks or so. So you should probably look at that and see what they did. But feel free to try it out and see if it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Take it off, put something else there. But if it does, keep doing it. I'd say like you could actually kind of aim for the head on this gun, maybe even the upper chest, because of how the recoil works on it. Like it has almost none. So if you want, you could try and aim for the head. Again, if you're not getting the results of headshots, aim a little bit lower. Should be fine, and you'll be done very quickly. It's a pretty strong weapon in general, and you slay people out. Again, gear and perks are the same. You guys know what's up. All right, so now on to the LMGs, and it's already 23 minutes into the recording. All right, sweet. Titan, the easiest LMG to use by far. Average damage, average fire rate, minimal recoil, and it's almost non-existent. It's just a laser, and I think what makes it worse is that LMGs have an innate ability to have less flinch when you're being shot, so it makes all LMGs dangerous across the board. Generally, I run red dot, extended mag, FMJ. It's pretty easy. Just aim for the head. This weapon, you do not need to aim for the chest. You can literally just aim for the head. You're fine. It has no recoil. Again, you're not going to be flinching much because LMGs just have less flinch in general. That's it. Gear and perks are the same. Hades, favorite LMG. I love this baby. This bad boy has a higher fire rate with the minimal recoil of the Titan. I generally use red dot, suppressor, hybrid mags, and FMJ. It can be a little attachment heavy. Feel free to like take off the suppressor if you feel like you don't need it, but I like it. I'm a suppressor nut, and if you know, like I said, suppressor is not necessary. I'm not sure how. I use this gun to aim. I know this weapon is built for not aiming, and it's like built for hip fire. I personally did not use this weapon as a hipfire weapon when getting headshots. If it worked, tell me, put it in like the comments or something. Like tell me if it's actually viable as a hipfire weapon to get headshots. And if it is, I'll pin it or something. If it's not, tell me that too, because I actually would like to know. But personally, I use this gun to aim with. I did not use like laser sight 1, 2, and crossbar or whatever the operator mod is. Yeah, I mean this weapon I think all the LMGs are really easy to use. Gear and perks are the same again. I hope you're seeing the pattern here. For the VKM, if any of you played BO3, the VKM is the Gorgon of this game. It doesn't 2-shot, but it 3-shots. Generally for my usage, I use red dot, fast mags, high caliber 1. Again, you do not want high caliber 2. You're not going for kills just yet. You're going for headshots. This LMG has, again, minimal recoil, insane damage, but super low fire rate. It's practically the Auger, but with like 70 bullets. I'm not sure exactly how many bullets it has, but let's be real, it has way more than you need. It has 50. Okay, it's 50. It's practically Auger, but with 50 bullets, right? You'll 3-tap to the head, minimal recoil. The fast mags will counteract the slow reload speed of the gun naturally, and red dot will just make you aim more precise, accurately. Overall, the LMGs are pretty easy to get headshots. You just kind of aim for the head and you get them. I mean, there's nothing special about it. For the VKM and Titan, I suggest you head glitch a bit more and counter kill people in head glitches, because it's super easy, especially with the VKM with its insane headshot damage. Hades, you can play a bit more running gun with it because of that faster fire rate. It makes it a little bit less accurate over longer ranges. Anyway, on to the snipers, because we need to get this moving, chugging like a train. All right, first sniper, Paladin. By far easiest sniper to get gold. Let's be real. All you need is high caliber 1, high caliber 2, and you're done. So remember, for snipers, no longer headshots, for the exception of one weapon. It's one-shot kills. So for the Paladin, you're trying to get one-shot kills. High caliber 1 and 2. High caliber 1 will extend the range of the one-shot to the stomach up on the Paladin, and for high caliber 2, it increases the headshot damage to the waist up. Like, that's all you need. If you want FMJ, like, use it. Like, I think FMJ is a really good attachment to pierce the armor in one shot. But high caliber 1, 2 FMJ, dunzo. You will literally kill everyone in one shot. It gives you the power of God, pretty much. Enough said, that's all you need. High caliber 1, 2 FMJ, and you're done. Oh god, the Outlaws. This gun was a tragedy. I wanted to commit suicide the entire time I was using this gun. I don't have any tips for you. This gun just literally just sucks ass. Put high caliber 1 on it. That's all you can do to help increase the one-shot range. There's no high caliber 2. All the other attachments are up to you. If you want quick draw, put quick draw. If you want rapid fire, use rapid fire. I'll say this though, rapid fire isn't as good as you think it is. I'd probably use stabilizer hybrid mags if it was up to me. High caliber 1, stabilizer hybrid mags. Maybe even slap a red dot on there. I don't know, honestly. Like, this gun is just so trash. Like, no matter how many attachments you put on it, I feel like you cannot make this gun good whatsoever. Yeah, it's just hot trash. Sorry, Outlaw, but you kind of suck ass. SDM, this gun actually made me somewhat happy. So, getting headshots. So the SDM is the one exception. You need headshots on the SDM. All the other sniper rifles, you need one-shots. So, my suggestion for the SDM, because you need headshots, is to get as many kills as possible to unlock high caliber 1. And once you get high caliber 1, then go for headshots, because with high caliber 1 on the SDM will allow you to one-tap headshot anyone. Alright, SDM done. All you need is high caliber 1. That is your win condition. After you get high caliber 1, you just aim for the head. Literally, you will one-tap anyone. Even, I think you'll even one-tap people with 200 health. Like, literally, it's It's cheese. That's all you need. Koshka, another gun that made me want to commit suicide. Hey, I know how to speak. This gun just felt gross. I don't know what else to say. This gun just felt really just vomit. I don't know. Put high caliber 1 on it. There's no reason not to. You need one shots with the with this one. All the other attachments are up to your preference. Just put high caliber 1 on it. That's the most you can do to help yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about halfway through, kind of ish. But we are now on to secondaries. First up are the pistols. We have the Strife, and honestly, I love this thing. I suggest the suppressor FMJ with red dot. I always ran that. You can also use extended mags. I definitely found it useful, and it's definitely not as hard as it seems. So don't be scared to like get headshots. It's actually pretty good. The recoil is really low, so you can really just aim for the head. You'll be fine. It kicks ever so slightly. Just aim for the head. You'll be fine with the Strife. You don't really need to aim for the chest. The RK7, on the other hand, is like the hardest pistol out there. This tilted me so badly. So this gun, like the ABR, they're like brothers in the sense that they're both inconsistent as hell. Completely inconsistent. At minimum, use red dot and extended mags. Grip helps, but isn't necessary. Extended mags 2 is suggested because this gun has this weird thing where no matter how many bullets you have in the mag, it's never enough. It's never enough to kill someone. It's such a weird feeling. Like if you had the base 15 rounds in the RK7, you will like kill someone on your last burst, and then you won't have enough ammo to kill someone else after that. And if you use extended mags 1, which gives you 9 extra bullets, so it takes you up to 24, you'll kill someone on the last burst there, and you won't have enough ammo to kill someone again. And then if you use extended mags 2, it's the same with the 36 bullets. You'll kill someone on like the last burst, and it doesn't feel good at all, and I hated myself doing this gun. The RK7 was miserable. I don't know what to do. This gun was just miserable. Suppressor was an alright choice because it helped you in the sense that, you know, people didn't
It was also like really fun. It reminded me a lot of like the Python from Black Ops 1 in the sense that it's, first of all, it's a revolver, and second of all is like the Python in Black Ops 1 without speed reloader. You had to put every single bullet in the mag or in the cylinder. So speed reloader is like almost necessary, just like it was on the Python back then. But I think I like it that it's like that. It's just a cool like thing, because they easily could have made like the reload slow, but made it put all the bullets in the cylinder. Whatever. I think it's cool. Anyway, so pretty much you're gonna want high caliber 1 and fast mags. Plain and simple. That's pretty much what you need. I mean, if you can run high cal in a weapon, you should probably do it. Just not high caliber 2. So high caliber 1, fast mags. For the Mozu, the rest is up to you. If you want to use the scope on it, I don't know the exact name, like compact scope or your combat scope, something like that. You can use it. Personally, I didn't like it all that much, but you could definitely use it. My suggestion is that if you max out the Mozu and get Skull Splitter before you're done with all your headshots, use it. Just use it. It will make your life 10 times easier. You'll fly through the headshots. And for those of you that don't know what Skull Splitter is the operator mod for the Mozu. It makes every single headshot a one-shot regardless of like range or anything. So like you could be, you know, on one side of a map and on the complete other side, and if you can hit him in the head, you'd kill them instantly. But when you do use Skull Splitter, just make sure that you remove high caliber 1. It's kind of a waste. You don't need high caliber 1 when your headshots to kill anyway. I'm really sorry for that background noise. I don't know if you can hear that. But I apologize for that. Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry about that. So high caliber 1 fast mags. Before you get Skull Splitter, as soon as you get Skull Splitter, put that on in fast mags for your 100 headshot. Obviously, you cannot have Skull Splitter on when you're doing your attachment camo purple hex, because it doesn't. I believe it does not count as 5 attachments. It only counts as 4 plus an optic, not 5 plus an optic. Even though it takes 2 attachment slots. So just so you know. But yeah, just make sure you remove high caliber if you attach Skull Splitter. Honestly, if you're gonna use Skull Splitter, I feel like the scope would be a better choice. It's still unnecessary, like you don't need it, but I feel like it would be better using it with Skull Splitter than using it without. Again, it's up to you. If you like the scope, use the scope. If you don't use it. The scope isn't necessary at all. Alright, now on to the MOG 12. So the MOG 12 was honestly the weird gun for me, because I hated it until I got barrel choke. And then once I got barrel choke, super easy. So in the recent patch, they nerfed barrel choke. So it's a lot harder to get one shots with barrel choke while hip firing. But if you aim down sights, it has the same effect post nerf or pre nerf. It's just this time you have to aim down sights instead of just like hip firing. But you can still get like sniper kills with the MOG 12. It's stupid easy once you get barrel choke. For me, I obviously need long barrel 1, and then you can get barrel choke, and then I generally just ran fast mags 1. I didn't really need a speed loader. If you have an attachment slot and you feel like it's necessary, go ahead and put speed loader on. It could help, but it's not necessary. So yeah, I highly recommend aiming, making sure you can get those long range one-shot kills, and one-shot kills in general, because aiming now post nerf is going to be very beneficial to you than just trying to hip fire. Because when I was using it post nerf and I was trying to hip fire and get those kills I used to get before, it just didn't work out. I left them at maybe like no more than like 10 health, and again, you need one shots so that you need to aim. Now we are on to my most hated gun out of every category, out of every weapon. This is my most hated gun, and that is the SG-12. I've never been more tilted in my life trying to get a gun gold in any Call of Duty ever created until I got this gun in my hands. Like, it torments your soul trying to get this thing done. Like, if I suggest to anyone trying to get dark matter, get the SG-12 done first, because after that it's such easy sailing. Like, this gun will make you want to end your life. It is miserable trying to get. So unlike the MOG, SG-12 does not need one-shot kills. It does not need one-shot kills. This needs headshots. Keep that in mind. And you cannot get one-shots with the SG-12, period, which is why it's headshots. So even when you have Laser Sight 2 on, which increases pellet damage, and Max Load, which adds 2 more pellets to your shots, you will still not get a one-shot. It's just fact. You cannot kill someone in one shot with the SG-12 at any range, even with max damage attachments on it. Honestly, the only attachment worth using on this weapon, you guys are gonna laugh, is the strobe light, which is its operator mod. Its operator mod, strobe light. That is the only thing worth using on this thing. And then with strobe light, I generally ran extended mag laser sight. This was one of those guns where it's like, no matter what you put on it, nothing helped you, ever. Like, it has the RK7 and the ABR syndrome, where like, no matter how much ammo you have in your mag, it's just never enough. Period. And it's going to feel miserable using. It's gonna suck. Honestly, my tip for the SG-12 is get headshots where you can, but don't try to. Get kills until you get the strobe light, and that will make it infinitely easier because the enemies are blind and they don't know what they're doing. It makes it so much easier to get headshots. And then again, run extended mags laser sight. Laser sight. So with the strobe light, let me get that first. With the strobe light, it removes your ADS. So if you ever use the Hades crossbar or the chainsaw from Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost, like you can aim down sights and it just reduces the hip fire spread. That's all it does when strobe light is active. So laser sight can help with that, and then extended mags, you know, just gives you more ammo, which is like really good, especially with the gun that you need to spam shots with. But like until you get to strobe light, like nothing will save you. You will get outgunned pretty much at any range. If you miss your second shot, so like let's say you're pushing this guy, right, and he kind of sees you coming, you shoot first, you miss like another shot, he will kill you. Like 9 out of 10, he will kill you because this gun just is shit. Like period. This gun is utter shit. You will get destroyed at close range. You will get killed obviously at long range. You know, there's just no hope for you until you get the strobe light where you can blind them. It's stupid. I hate it. But honestly, strobe light is at least where I found success and where my friend really found success is we found ourselves getting like about 10 headshots or more in a single game with strobe light just because they're blinded and because you have a hipfire box instead of a super tight ADS spread. It helped a lot. Also, if you are trying to go for headshots without strobe light, because with strobe light you can kind of just aim at the head, but if you run like a reflex or just have irons and you're not hip firing and you're actually trying to aim down sights with the normal SG-12, you have to aim above the head to get headshots. You cannot aim at the head and get headshots. If you aim at the head and try and get a headshot with the SG-12, it will count as a body shot because the bottom half of your pellets are killing them. It's hitting their body and killing them. It's not hitting their head and killing them. So you have to aim above their head so those bottom pellets hit the head and kill them. It's stupid, I know, but if you want headshots normally, like the SDM where you aim at the head, you can't. You have to aim above the head with the SG-12 to get headshots. So yeah, just keep that in mind. That's probably the most important thing I can tell you guys is just aim above the head to get headshots. Alright, now we're on to the launcher. So, the launcher is interesting. I used every single attachment. Fast lock, rocket cache, high explosive, and speed reloader, or speed loader, whatever the hell you want to call it. I used all of it, the whole 9 yards. Honestly, I thought it was pretty worth it because of how the camos work for this. So first off, just go into a score heavy mode, and by that I mean like domination or hardpoint. If you're doing the rocket launcher and the featured playlist is chaos domination, do it. It is so worth it. So I got dark matter or gold, whatever the hell you want to call it, on the launcher when chaos domination was a featured playlist, and it made it so much easier. So you're just gonna grab an AR or SMG or whatever with like one attachment. You're gonna load your rocket launcher with attachments completely decked out, so you're gonna have to remove some perks. We'll get to that in a second. So you're gonna go into domination or hardpoint, and you're gonna look at the score streak feed, which is like right above the kill feed, and you're gonna pretty much just wait until you get some sort of score streak from the enemy team. You have to pay attention and you have to be quick. So UAVs and CUAVs do not last long, period. They last no more than like 20 seconds. It's stupid, but it's true. You also have to be wary of other people on your team specifically farming streaks, because in that kill feed where it says blank has called in UAV, blank has destroyed UAV, your name has to appear in that feed for you to get credit for that score streak. So let's say there's an attack chopper, right? That takes about 3 rockets to kill. one rocket to get rid of the flares, another rocket to get it to like half health, third rocket to kill it, right? Or destroy it. If you shoot a rocket and you hit the chopper and your teammate destroys it, you'll get a medal for it, you know, like that pops up on the top of your screen, but you will not get credit towards camos. You will not. Your name has to appear in the feed, the Scorestreak feed, for you to get credit. If it doesn't count. Just keep that in mind. Your name has to appear in the feed. So just because this weapon's like unique in its technical camos, I'll go over them. So for roller rink, since you're running with all attachments, direct hits are super easy, especially because you're running high explosive and speed loader and rocket cache. So you have extra ammo, you can reload super quickly, and you do a lot of damage. So pretty much you're just gonna run your ass on the domination point or hard point and just barrel stuff someone. Like, it's super easy. You will one-shot kill them, even if they're at 200 health, I believe. So you're just gonna run on points. Make sure you hit the guy. You can't hit the ground. You won't kill them. So you have to hit them with the rocket, and it's super easy. Trust me. I did roller rink in literally like one game of chaos domination. It was stupid easy. Mother of Pearl, destroying 5 games or 5. Destroying 5 streaks in a single game should be easy, especially because you're playing domination and hardpoint, where you're constantly getting streaks. You know, you'll be fine. Mother of Pearl isn't hard. Like I said, because you're in those type of game modes. So Purple Hex is also pretty easy. You're gonna want to wait until like the enemy calls in a UAV, 2 UAVs, or a UAV CUAV, or 2 CUAVs. Because first of all, UAVs/CUAVs are both one-shot kills. But if there's like a chopper in a UAV, you could still get credit for this. It's a little difficult. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to shoot 2 rockets at the chopper. So you're gonna want to shoot 1 to get the flares out, 1 to get it to half health, and you can shoot another to get the chopper really quickly. If there is someone else trying to destroy the chopper as well, you could just shoot 1 at the chopper, wait for the teammate to shoot another at the chopper, and then snipe the chopper with your rocket to get the last hit on it, because the last hit was what counts towards getting you credit. And then like quickly snap onto the UAV, get that, and you'll be fine. It's not hard. It just takes a bit of timing. I suggest trying to get 2 UAVs. They're pretty common, especially in like hardpoint domination. They're really low streaks, and people are going to be spamming them in anyway. So Penthouse was like really cancer at launch. Apparently, you needed 5 sentries or 5 mantises. Now it's not. So now you can destroy 5 sentries, mantises, sniper's nest, attack choppers, or gunships. So you have a lot of options here. Again, you're playing domination hardpoint, and there's a lot of sweaty people. So there's going to be sentries. There's going to you'd be surprised. There are going to be sentries. I've seen a few sentries in my chaos domination games. I've also seen a few mantises. I've seen 1 of everything. At least 1 of everything. I've seen maybe 2 sentries. I've seen like 1 mantis. I've seen 3 sniper nests. I've seen more than 5 attack choppers. Excuse me. And I've seen 2 gunships. So, and I've shot down 1 of them. So, this camo is really easy now. Don't worry. Just wait for a chopper or a sniper nest. Those are really common. Gunships, I will warn you, they take like 8 rockets to kill or destroy. Like, it's a stupid amount of gunships. Or gunships, wow. Stupid amount of rockets to destroy gunships. It's really stupid. And then Spectrum, last but not least, it's tedious and frustrating, but it definitely isn't hard. So for Spectrum, you're going to want to destroy 25 tac beacons, barricades, or barbed wire. So keep that in mind. Tac beacon, which is Seraph, barricade, or barbed wire, which is Torque. So what I did was I just kept backing in and out of lobbies until I got like a Torque. My advice is also do not stay if someone is playing Seraph. Only stay if there's like a Seraph and a Torque, or just a Torque. do not stay just for Seraph because it isn't worth it. The tac beacon, first of all, it's time based and it's respawn based. And what I mean by that is it has a timer, so after a set amount of time it will destroy itself, which isn't long. It's like maybe 30 seconds. But it also goes away with the amount of respawns the enemy team spawns on it. So let's say the tac deploy beacon destroys itself after 5 members of the team has respawned on it, right? If your team is pushing the hard point and you just squad wipe them, let's say there's 4 out of the 5 people die on the point, that means as soon as another person dies again and respawns on that beacon, it's gonna get destroyed. So though the tac beacons get destroyed super quickly, it's not worth trying to go for. If you can, do it, especially because you're running high explosive and fast load, or fast load, speed reload or speed load, and rocket cache. So you have extra rockets, you can reload quickly, and you do a lot of damage. Tac deploy beacons are 1-hits, and because you're using high cal, your explosive radius is also really big, so you could hit them around corners and things if you're able to. But just try to get with the torque. If there's a Seraph, great, but only stay in a lobby if there's torque, because he has barbed wire and barricades. So you get 2 rather than just 1. Barbed wire is also a 1-hit, just like the tac deploy beacons. Make sure you hit them directly though. Barricades get destroyed in 3 hits from your rocket. But again, they have to be direct hits. If they're not direct hits, it's going to take a lot more ammo, and you just don't have that, to be quite honest. Especially because your teammates are also going to be like shooting it, so you want to be like super efficient with trying to destroy it. And that's mostly all I have for the rocket launcher. And now we're on to the knife. So I actually have quite a bit of tips for this. Oh, and make sure you run engineer when you use the rocket launcher. I'm sorry, I forgot. I should have said that sooner. If you can, put scavenger and, well, yeah, you can put scavenger and engineer for the rocket launcher, or you could just run crash. Make sure you keep your ammo up. But I highly suggest engineer, so you can see the barricades, the Scorestreaks, the barbed wire, the tac deploy beacons to walls, and that will help you a lot. I just wanted to make that point because I didn't make it going over it. Okay, now we're finally on the knife. We're actually on the knife. Okay, so the knife is pretty fun, and the performance camos are super simple. Just a straight 200 kills. You don't need to do anything special, just 200 kills and you're done. I suggest you run acoustic sensor, the tactical mask, and engineer for blue. Tactical mask will help you not get 9-banged. Engineer will allow you to see like the trip mines that Nomad has, dogs, that sort of thing, so you know if you're gonna like step into something. Lightweight and cold-blooded for green, and dead silence for red. You could get rid of like lightweight, put cold-blooded, and then use dead silence and ghost. The thing with ghost is you have to be running to hide from UAVs, and if you're gonna be camping, you're not gonna be running. So that's why I have lightweight, cold-blooded, and then dead silence, and not cold-blooded, dead silence, and ghost. But if you want to substitute these perks, like, go for it. But that's what I used and what I recommend. So what you're gonna do is like I said previously, is you're just gonna like camp. You're gonna camp in tight places on maps. So I'll go over the maps so you kind of have like an idea of where you should be and like what maps you should avoid and what maps you can kind of work with. So on Contraband, you should probably stay in the jungle area. That's probably the best place for you. If you're on Arsenal, stay in the room outside the hangar area where everyone fights over. I can't explain this, but it's like the room. It's like a room that connects to the outside area that everyone sits to, and then you take the immediate right, and there's like super small stairs that lead up to like a window that everyone camps in. It's that room. Stay like relatively in that area, and you should be fine. And you can flank a bit too, but I suggest you staying in tight areas because everyone's gonna have guns, and you will. Firing range is awkward because it's a tight map, but it's also like big at the same time. So I suggest staying in the 2-story metal building that is connected to the back of the firing range. I hope that describes it. It's not the wood one next to the sniper's nest. It's the metal one next to the sniper's nest. I I hope I described that well. I don't know the exact like call out in game. If you're on frequency, you have a bit of room to roam because the map is so small. So feel free to do like kind of make your own little hiding spots there. On Gridlock, you should stay in the Oriental building with the tree, like in that general area. It's pretty tight. Or you could stay around the house that everyone camps in the back. That could work too, with the ladder on it. Hacienda just sucks. You could camp the staircases, but they don't get too much traffic, so kind of avoid Hacienda. The same goes for Icebreaker. You could go and camp in the ship, but very few people actually go in the ship, so I'd avoid it if you could. And this also goes for Jungle. Jungle just sucks. Don't pick it. If you get Jungle, just leave. There's no point in trying to make that work. If you're on Militia though, you could camp the houses on the cliff. So the one that everyone camps at with the ladder, opposite of the church, you could camp there. You could also camp at the house just before you get to the house on the cliff. That would work too. Especially because you can have like that bunker area, that bunker like underground area to like escape if there's too many people pushing you. Morocco is honestly my favorite place to get kills because of that one building with that weird staircase. I can't describe the building. It's the you think I would know the call out, but I don't. It's the one opposite of the marketplace. So like there's a spawn point where you have that big ramp up that's just completely open and has no cover, and on the opposite end of that there's like a balcony area with like flower plants or flower pots, whatever you want to fucking call them. You're gonna want to camp in that building. That building is like by far the easiest place because your acoustic sensor will pick up anyone remotely trying to get in that building, and you can like set up and kill them. Payload, another one of the maps. You can make it work. Stay in the main hangar area, sit in corners, you'll be fine. If you're seaside, sit in the barrel room. You could work with church, with the tank, the building with the tank inside it. You could probably make that work. Barrel room is also very easy to get kills. Slums is kind of the same thing with firing range. Like it's big enough for the knife to not be super effective, but it's also small. Just play it safe, hug corners. It's just a weird map. Some of it is also one of those weird maps. I guess just sit in the building. You can get on the lower floor of the command center area and just kind of wait for people to like run past you. And then now for the technical cameras. So we start with roller rink, backstabber metals again. So you're gonna want to camp in corners and wait for people to run past you. My suggestion is if you sit in a corner and you backstab someone, don't go there again. At least not immediately again, because you don't want them to think that you're still there. You want them to like look like, oh, they're not there, and then they're gonna run past another door, and then you're gonna be there. So try and constantly rotate spots. Don't go to the same spot immediately after you just used it, unless it's a different person. So yeah, so backstabs are a little awkward. Sometimes they just don't count. It's weird because it's like you knife their back clearly, but it just doesn't count. So it is a bit frustrating, but it's not difficult. You'll be fine. Just camp corners, wait for someone to run by. You'll get the backstabber medal most of the time. So Mother of Pearl is a funny one. So you need survivor medals. So generally that happens when like you start chasing someone, and then like let's say you miss a swing, and then they turn around, it's like, oh crap, there's a knife guy behind me, and they start spraying you, and then you kill them. That's generally when you get survivor medals, and you'll just get them naturally. So I don't try too hard to get them. However, if that happens to you, right, you're chasing someone, they realize you're behind them, they turn around, they shoot you, you kill them, but you have like super low health. You can choose not to heal yourself, and stay at that health of like 30 or whatever, and every kill while at that health mark will count as a survivor medal. So if you wanted to farm survivor medals, you'd have to be super careful because again, like anything can like one-shot you at that point. But or most things, you could sit at that 30 health mark and just farm survivor medals as long as you stay at that health and don't go over, I think 50 health. I think is the threshold for survivor medals is 50 and below. Just be careful. Like I said, you're gonna be pretty much one-shot. But if you want to farm survivor medals, there we go. Purple Hex, you'll get revenges as you play, revenge medals as you play. Don't worry about it. Penthouse is like an easy but hard challenge at the same time. So you're gonna wanna, you need backfire medals. And what that means is you knife someone, you kill them, you pick up their weapon, and then you kill the person you knifed with their own weapon. This one is a little just annoying because you have to kill, like you can kill anyone with their weapon. You just have to make sure that before you die, you kill the person you knifed. So you could kill like literally their entire team, and then kill the person you killed with your knife, with their weapon, and it'll count. So if you have the gun skill, like just get kills, you'll be fine. You can just kill whoever you want, and then eventually, hopefully, you'll find the guy you knifed and you kill them. If you're not that great and your gun skill's a little weak, on the weaker side, you could just camp and wait for that person to come back to where you think they will come back to. And generally that's like windows or balconies that look over big parts of the map, and you can wait for them there. It's, you know, you'll figure it out as you go, and as soon as you get one or two of these, I believe you only need 5. So once you get like 1 or 2 of these, you'll kind of be like, okay, I know how to do this now. It's just getting that initial one can be a little hard sometimes. And for Spectrum, for Bloodthirsties, honestly, you're just going to want to stay hidden. You want to try and lock down an area the best you can, and you'll get Bloodthirsties. Do not get greedy, and I mean it. Do not get greedy, because then you're just going to get frustrated when you die off one kill you need for a Bloodthirsty. Just don't get greedy. You have your acoustic sensor, you know, you have your perks. If you know there's gonna be more than one person, you know, strategize, think quickly. If there's enough space between the first person coming and the second person coming, you could outplay them. You can get both those kills. If they're like touching each other's butts running through a door, wait a second, wait for the second guy to run in, kill the second guy, either run away or try and chase after the first guy. If there's no one else by the first guy, like if he runs to a teammate, I'd avoid that. But if you can just pick one of them off, do it, but just play it safe. Remember, you're not trying to go on a massive kill streak. It's 5 kills without dying. Play it slow and you'll get it. It's a weight game. You can't rush these things, because as soon as you rush them, you'll make a mistake and you'll tilt yourself off the face of the earth, like some of my friends have done. So for my recommendations for weapons to start with to get Achieve Dark Matter is the SG-12. SG-12, hands down, the most frustrating gun, and as soon as you get that done, you're not gonna want to, like, you'll have your will to live once that gun's done. So yeah, start with the SG-12, then I suggest the Outlaw, and then really you can start with anything else. I suggest maybe the RK7 once you're done with the SG-12, the Outlaw. But like really, the guns this time around are pretty easy. There's not too many like special tactics you have to use or anything like that. Just keep calm, and I know that's easier said than done, because you're gonna want to just get salty, because it is frustrating, especially with the SG-12. But yeah, I mean that's every single weapon. It's been a very long video of like an hour, I think, maybe, I don't know. I'll cut this down, hopefully. But yeah, that's every single weapon. That's my tips, setups for everything. If I missed anything, check the comments below, and I'll post a comment if I missed something. If someone gave a really good tip or some bit of advice that I think could really help people, I'll also pin that in the comments. Remember that the timestamps for weapon categories and the weapon themselves will be in the description below if you want a specific weapon. If I didn't go into enough detail and you'd like a personalized suggestion thing, just put in the comments and I can give you a personal kind of advice for that weapon. Or maybe if I made something unclear, feel free to say it in the comments and I will clear up any misunderstanding you may have had while watching this. I want this to keep a conversation because, obviously, this is my suggestion. Other people may have better advice or tips. So if you have those, put them in the comments below. I'll pin them. We'll have a conversation about this. Try and find the easiest way to not tilt off the face of the earth trying to get this done. And I guess that's it, guys. You should have dark matter by now. It's been 1 hour. But no, seriously. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched to the very end, or if you just watched a snippet, thank you guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace.